solar.
Welcome to our walkathon, and we could be jogging-a-thon if the rain picks up here, but hopefully not.
Surprise, guys.
Oh, she didn't register? Okay. Fine. For everybody. When do you think I should? Oh, okay.
My name is Bradley Angel. I'm the director of Greenaction, and thank you all. I wanted to, in a minute or two, introduce our staff and some of the folks from both Bayview, Hunters Point, and Petaluma City. And you know, Greenaction, you know, we've been around. This is our 16th year. And how we've survived 16 years is one of the great mysteries of the world. I'm hoping we survive another year for 16 years because, you know, the work we do, I think, is really important.
Yeah. All this is worth fighting for. Everything that Bradley said, you know, these people don't care. They don't care about human lives. You know, the mighty dollar have more value than our lives, than our kids, than the women that's pregnant. You know, and stuff like that. You know, it's about passing this and let's keep this going because we're making money. But, you know, we're human beings. Our lives should come first and foremost. That's the same thing with the PG&E plant up there in Hunters View. It was harming us. Not only that, because it makes a difference whether my kid or your kid live to be 75. You know? It makes a difference that my kid passed away at 18 because they have cancer. You know? Because of all this environmental pollution, you know, and you know it makes a difference. It makes a difference that some mother and some father got to take their baby to the hospital 4 times a week.
I know. Well, years ago, I
So it's like move your arms around, you know, come in and out as high as you can. There you go. Okay?
Bring it out.
We're felling human beings right now. There is more emphasis put on saving a whale or a tree than there is on a life. In Bayview Hunters Point alone this year, we've had 6 deaths, and no, none of them were behind drug abuse, none of them were behind gun violence, but they were all related to asthma, bronchitis, cancer, and the one unknown was the 1 month and 1 day old child. She came home healthy, she died a month, and a day later, we don't know. Simply don't forget people. Remember, people come first. No matter what you do in life, people must come first. I can't emphasize that more and more.
That's it! When do we want it?
Hey, hey, ho, ho. Hey, hey, ho.
They had it made for some vlog.
All that stuff that's in the ground, it's gonna seep up. It's gonna seep up. And you know, that's why we were saying don't cap it, just clean it. Because Lennar wanted to cap it to save money and stuff like that. We're here to let people know that we want clean air. We're here to let them know that we want justice. We're here to let them know that we mean business.
Preach it, brother.
That's right. Gotta let them know. We can walk all day and all night and not say a word, won't nobody know what we walking for.
all right, about 2 more minutes, I hear.
Yeah. So when we get around here, let all these people that we don't know, let them know who we are. What we represent. We represent. What do we want? Clean air!
So mad about stuff. Why did they go yell at the city council? Why did they yell at the board of supervisors? And it wasn't until I got to about 19 or so that I actually realized what they were fighting for. They were fighting for everybody in our community that didn't think that anything could actually happen. We had it burned, I don't know, thousands of tires a day for energy, right? You burn waste, what they call waste, to make energy. But what do they really make? pollutants. That's all they make.
Money.
So, money. That's true. We can't afford them. Heard that for about a week or so, and we weren't having it. So finally, we made them get the people from Texas to come, and they put it out. About a year later, same thing happens in Tracy. They didn't have community involvement, so they actually just let their fire burn itself out. So coming from a small community like that, I was able to see the impact that very few dedicated people could have on everybody's health and the environment. So as of right now, we're trying to get a community space open where we live so we could go over these issues of environmental justice, of social justice, of just the impacts that are put on our communities all the time.
What do we want? Now! What do we want? Clean air! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Clean air! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Right in front of us. They were waiting for us. Si se puede! 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 Si se puede!
And yet, these companies can come and pick on these communities because they are Latino, because they're African American, because they're low income, because there's a lot of immigrants there, because there's a low level of educational attainment, and no one ever says what it really is. The reality is that it's environmental racism from our town in the middle of the day, or holding meetings where they truck in hundreds and hundreds of workers from the company, from all kinds of different places, and where they say, if you want to testify and you speak English, you get 5 minutes to speak. If you speak Spanish, which most of the people in our town do, you get 2.5 minutes to speak. Or go sit in the back of the room if you want translation. Or where if you ask for equal time to speak and you're a citizen, you get dragged out by 8 policemen and told to go home or move if you don't like it. So this is the kind of stuff that we're faced with every day. The EPA come and tell us that they had done a draft environmental justice assessment and that Kettleman City wasn't an environmental justice community. And we're saying if there's a poster child community for environmental justice, it's Kettleman City. We have not only the toxic waste dump, but we have thousands of diesel trucks driving through our town, and every 12 hours. We've counted them, we know. We have pesticides from the field. We have water contaminated with arsenic, which is a typical problem in the Central Valley. But we also have benzene, a residual left over from the oil drilling in the 30s. And all this stuff, and they didn't consider us an environmental justice community. So, but nobody should have to deal with it. Nobody. For his 8th grade trip, his principal, they decided that an appropriate trip for their graduation was to go take a tour of the toxic waste dump because they had just given them money for uniforms. He called him and he said, "Why are you complaining? It's just like going to the beach. Would you complain about going to the beach?" You know, and it's a mentality in town that we're only good enough to tour a toxic waste dump for a trip. And they had to put up with stuff like people saying, "Oh, was it the same baby daddy that got all of them pregnant? Oh, Mexicans inbreed. Mexicans have cleft palate. That's how they're born." Ignorant stuff like that we have to deal with. And so, and what makes us keep going is that when we go outside of Kettleman City and other people say, "Wow, you're a hero," when that's not what they call us in town sometimes. So we're glad that there's people, you know, young people like you that are interested in these struggles because you're hearing us and you know what is right. You know, even though they tell us in Kettleman City, you know, it's okay to tour a toxic waste dump for a field trip. You guys know that that's not right, and you'll keep fighting. And we appreciate that, and we appreciate your support. And I thank you.